Thanks a lot. Maybe I'll do just short, sort of my own introduction. My name is Melen, and I'm the head of Ericsson Software Technology here in Finland. So leading our open source arm, inside Ericsson, and which especially works or focuses on CNCF projects. So that's why I'm kind of my background. I'm not going to go all the way during my career. But basically, what we are going to talk about today is global code and sovereign systems. And events like this, we have had these quite a while. And not so long ago, we came here to learn how to run Kubernetes. But today, maybe the running the Kubernetes clusters is not actually the challenge anymore. It's more, there is something else that is actually a challenge. And that is that, can we take actually responsibility about the systems that we are running? And Cloud Native has made kind of software global. We build on shared components, open ecosystems, and increasingly use LLMs as part of our business processes. We depend on packages we did not write. We depend on pipelines we did not design, infrastructure and LLMs that we are not fully in control. And yet, if you look at from the kind of corporate responsibility side, the control that responsibility has not become global. The responsibility is still local, and it's actually more local than ever. So in Europe, this is no longer a theoretical problem. You are actually responsible for the systems that you run. The expectation is quite clear from the legislation. It is that if you build it, you are accountable for it. Not just the code you write, but the dependencies that you are actually including in your product. Also the infrastructure that you rely on. So whether you run it on some of the public clouds or whatnot, you are still responsible for it. And increasingly, especially when you are using AI, you are actually responsible for the outcomes as well. So what have we done as a community? We have responded to this through supply chain security. So we have created SBOMs, signed artifacts, scanned for vulnerabilities. But if we are honest, that's not actually control. That's just visibility about what we are running. So, because the systems depend on layers that we are not in control, and we can't reproduce, we can't govern. So the question becomes, can you actually stand behind what you are running? And when adding AI to this picture, inference workloads, they are not just compute. They are your data, your models, your decisions. And when inference runs on somewhere else, you're not just outsourcing the infrastructure, you are actually outsourcing your decisions. And often you are not in control of that hardware that actually are doing those decisions for your applications. And this is where actually we believe that bare metal is changing the equation. Projects like MetalCube, Cluster API, DRA, and the broader Kubernetes ecosystem are doing something very important. They are reconnecting you back to the physical reality that is running underneath your clusters. Because when you have your own bare metal clusters, you control the hardware resources, your AI inference that you depend on. You control the CPUs, memory, and the isolation boundaries that you have. And AI inference, performance, predictability, isolations, they are not optional anymore for any of your customers or your own internal processes. So controlling the infrastructure means your models run where you decide, your data stays within your boundaries, your workloads are not subject to opaque constraints or unrelated geopolitical decisions or any hidden dependencies. So, sovereignty stops being a policy discussion and it actually becomes architectural property. Something you implement, not something that you negotiate with your vendor. And perhaps we should also be precise what sovereignty means. because sovereignty does not require that we do fragmentation. The code we build, it can remain sort of global commons, shared, open, and collaborative. That is one of the greatest achievements that this whole ecosystem has done. But the way we run code, especially the AI workloads, becomes sovereign. Responsibility lies where the systems execute, how they are governed, and under which guarantees they operate. In the coming years, success will not only be measured by how fast we deliver, but whether we can say that we actually understand the system, we can rebuild it, we can trust it, and choose how and where it actually runs. In the end, we are accountable for the trust, isolation, and performance in execution. And with that, I actually encourage you all, if you are interested to learn more about sort of Metal Cube Cluster API, or for career opportunities at Ericsson. So come to our booth, discuss with us, meet our sort of developers. We have lots of people with these hoodies on, so you will definitely find us easily. Right, thank you.